I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Salaam Alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
Wa salam Rasulullah wa ba'd, in the name of Allah, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon his last and final messenger. Family, friends, foes, haters, and hate-eds, welcome back to the Feachaz. I greet you all in peace and love with no hatred in my heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So before we begin, please like, please subscribe, and please share. As you know, we got a lot of haters up in here. So family, we talked about a couple of days ago about this million-person march. And now it's stepping up, particularly on social media. I've been getting so many messages about this million-person march. But the astonishing thing about these messages, I'm getting it from literally everybody, okay? Everybody is sending me this million-person march protest, you know, on behalf of Zaddy and them, including alleged Salafis are sending me this stuff. Alleged Salafis are sending me this stuff, talking about we going out to protest today, or tomorrow, or whatever. We going out. We going for a little walk. They are going to Walmart, getting their Scholl's insoles and Dr. Scholl's, you know, foot powder, and you know what I mean? They are not messing around. Just yesterday, protesting was haram, but today, protesting is wajib. Can you imagine that? So we have a situation here where the immigrant community believes somehow, somewhere, that they are doing the Muslims a favor by acquiescing to the hurt feelings of Zaddy and them and accepting the invitation to be the buffer between Zaddy and Zaddy's other enemy. It is absolutely shocking. It is shocking. I don't know how many times I've been sent this invite. So the appeal to the wider Muslim community to answer the call of these alt-righters has been largely answered. And it is fascinating that when you tell these folks, y'all know this is like a setup, right? Y'all know it's a setup, right? Y'all know you've been setting up, right? They don't want to hear it. They can't hear it. And so it all goes back to the hadith that we quoted time and time again, where the Prophet ﷺ said that before the hour comes, there will be years of deceit in which the truthful person will be disbelieved and the liar will be believed, and the insignificant will have a say. If this ain't an example of that, I don't know what is. There is no example of this in the dunya. This protest has been pushed and advertised as the Muslim community is organizing the protests. And when you inspect the matter, I have yet to see one single sheikh, one single imam, one single masjid, one single Islamic organization signing off on this Muslim protest. But Muslims everywhere, and I mean everywhere, are answering the call of this protest, and they don't know who's even behind the thing. Nobody's asking who is behind the thing. Thank you, Brother Abdullah. He's saying no. He's saying no. I don't know who that dude is. That's what he's saying. We have had this type of interference, particularly in the Black community, for many years. And it has also been the go-to move of the enemy to do this thing in amongst the Muslims as well. DA, he's saying no. DA is saying no. All right? And we have too much tangible evidence of that. Who remembers Mirza Ghulam Ahmed? The British creation in India, in which the British government created a sect of Islam which exists up until this very day. Mirza Ghulam Ahmed. Who remembers the New York 3 or the New York 4, whatever it was? The 4 Black Muslim converts that were set up and entrapped and recently released by the United Snakes of America. Recently. And a part of their entrapment was that they were sent a Pakistani with a Muslim name in order to carry out the entrapment on behalf of that wicked government. Who remembers that? Omar Sheikh. Who remembers that? At the Toronto 19. Too many examples. Not to mention the involvement of these powers that shouldn't be in using social media and weaponizing it against entire countries, such as the example of what happened during the Arab Spring. Y'all saw what happened in Libya. Y'all saw what happened in Egypt. Y'all saw what happened in Yemen, in which Facebook was mobilized as a mission apparatus to destabilize entire governments. Y'all didn't learn from that. Y'all did not learn from that. Okay? Y'all didn't learn from what went on in Myanmar and the Rohingya there. Y'all didn't learn from that. And today, in 2023, imagine, from 30 solid hard years of immigrant Muslims being liberal, 30 solid years, Muslims inviting liberal and left-leaning politicians on every Eid Salat to give the pre-Eid khutbah, okay, on every major event, and making sure the politicians get their chance on the microphone, these liberal politicians, okay, 30 solid years of this, and then all of a sudden, in 2023, the Muslim community, I mean, it took 30 years to do it, but eventually The Muslim community grew spines strong enough to hold up placards and picket signs to protest against the LGBTQs in them being their agenda taught in public schools. Imagine, ain't nothing fishy going on here, right? I mean, that's just all conspiracy theory, right? It's all conspiracy theory. What you talking about, Bila? What you talking about? I mean, that ain't funny.
You're weird.
that ain't suspicious at all. So in the Quran, there's a story. And the story is about Musa and Khidr. Okay? Musa and Khidr. And the story goes something like, Musa was asked by an individual, who is the most knowledgeable person? And Musa said, I am. And then it was revealed to Musa that there was some other person that's more knowledgeable than him. So he was going on his mission to seek out this person who was more knowledgeable than him. Okay? So he goes to seek out this person with a young boy. And the sign was that they were going to follow this fish in the river. And the place where they lost the fish is the place that they're going to find this person called Khidr. Okay? So they lost the fish and they found Khidr. Okay? But here's the point. The point is Musa goes to Khidr and he tells him, I want to learn from you. I heard you got some knowledge. Okay? This is the ghetto version. Okay? I heard you got some knowledge with you. All right? Can you teach me? And y'all remember what Khidr said? What did Khidr tell Musa? Khidr said, you will not be able to be patient with what I have. So just go about your way. Go about your business. You ain't ready for this. Yeah, you ain't ready. How many times we said that y'all ain't ready? Okay? We say that's like the y'all ain't ready. We know very well that us putting this stuff out ain't gonna stop y'all from, shining your Nikes, putting your insoles in your shoes and stuff. Ulankos says no. He don't know. Ulanko says no. Right? We know that very well. We know that us putting this out ain't gonna stop y'all from, basically setting the stage for y'all to be pawns on a chessboard. You are eager to be pawns on the chessboard of the enemy. We get it. But we are repeating very loudly and very clearly what the ulama have told us about protesting. And if there was ever an argument against protesting, it would be this. It would be obviously this. But you can't be patient for what we got to tell y'all. You can't be patient. So Musa says, no, I can be patient, I promise you. Right? If I'm not able to be patient with you, send me about my business. Okay? So Khidr said, okay. But if you follow me, you're not allowed to ask me anything until I tell you myself what we doing. Musa said, okay, I promise you. Okay. So now they go out, Musa and Khidr, and Khidr sees this boy. He kills him. And then Musa, he loses it. Obviously he's like, what the heck? Right? Are you killing innocent people? Are you killing innocent people? He's telling this to Khidr, are you killing innocent people? And Khidr said, didn't I tell you, didn't tell you, you ain't going to be patient with me? And then Musa said, okay, I'm sorry. Just do your thing, I won't mention any of this anymore. Okay? They keep going. Okay? They see a boat. Okay? Khidr, he puts a hole in the boat for it to sink. Right? Musa said, are you like trying to scuttle this boat so the people can drown and sink in this boat? I said, didn't I tell you you want to be patient with me? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay. Let's keep going. Right? They keep going. Right? And then they reach some town somewhere. And they found this wall. And they see the wall's about to collapse. It's about to fall. And then Khidr comes and he fixes the wall. And Musa says, if you're going to fix this wall, you could have taken some wages for this. You could have got paid to do this. And then Khidr said, you know what? This is where me and you part. This is where me and you part. And then Khidr starts telling him about why he did the things he did. Okay? He said, as for the ship, it belonged to poor people working in the sea. Okay? The ship that you saw me put a hole in. It belonged to some poor people who are, they're sea workers, they're seamen. Okay? I damaged it because there is a king, and if the king saw that ship, he would have taken it by force. So now the ship is damaged. Those people are forced to fix the ship and not sail. As for the boy who you saw me murder, right? His parents were good people. They're believers. They were people who feared Allah. And we feared that this boy would oppress his parents with rebellion and disbelief. So that we intended that Allah should change for their parents and give them something better. And as for that wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys in the town. And under it was a treasure that belonged to them. Okay? And their father was a good man. And your Lord intended that these 2 young boys, they should receive their inheritance when they're of full age and the strength to take control of that treasure. So these folks, they are not patient with what the Prophet ﷺ has came with in terms of the Sunnah. They can't be patient with it. They are looking at things through a very hasty way. But the difference is that Musa, he's the actual messenger of Allah, right? He's the actual prophet of Allah, right? And if he is the prophet of Allah and he missed out on some stuff, then what about these folks? And they have the guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah. How much more them? How much more them? Y'all hearing me? At least Musa, alayhi salam, he sought to seek that knowledge. He went to get it. He wasn't trying to keep himself blind or make an attempt to remain ignorant for some sort of self-righteousness. These folks are intentionally trying to avoid scholarship to follow what they think should be justice. And in doing so, they are putting the wider Muslim community in an even more dangerous situation, you could say. They're putting the Muslims in a worse situation because they were not able to be patient. And they refuse to ask very simple questions. So we have Charles Irby. He says, yes, he knows Kamel El-Cheikh. Maybe he can come on and tell us who he is. Dr. Sebastian Longstaff said, no, he don't know who he is. But we're going to look at this today. Like, subscribe, share me up on Patreon. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. 1 second, y'all. Let me put this up. Second. All right, 1 second here. Let's get this other one. All right.
Right now, and I mean it.
Now I want y'all to listen to Mr. Kamel El-Cheikh. I don't know who this man is. I do not know. I never heard of him before, except a couple of days ago. And I'm asking people all over the place to please tell me who this guy is. Nobody knows who this man is. And I mean, literally nobody knows who he is. Okay, but let's listen to Mr. Kamel El-Cheikh. This is from a clip from Ken Windsor, an alt-writer. 1 second, y'all. Let me get this up for you. So Ken Windsor, alt-writer, shared this clip. Okay, let's watch it, y'all.
What I'm going to say to you right now, and I mean it. The battle has just begun, and if you dare to counter-protest, we will make note of that, and we will make sure that every Pride festival, every Pride event will be met with a counter-protest. We respected you. We respected your differences. We disagree with your lifestyle just like you disagree with ours. But remember, if you dare to counter-protest, we will consider that a threat, And my suggestion is that you stay home and you watch it all.
This is Kamel El-Cheikh, y'all. Now, I'm going to read this. He says, the founder of the 1 Million March for Children, that's the founder, Kamel El-Cheikh. It's this guy, issues a warning to teachers and unions. If you dare counter protest, we will make note of that, and we will make sure that every Pride Fest and every Pride event will be met with a counter protest. Family, is this person representing you? Because he is being pitched and packaged as the representative of the Muslims and the founder of the 1 Million March for Children. I'm asking a question here. Is this person representing you? Yes or no? That you are going to counter protest at every Pride event and every Pride festival. Particularly the Salafis, I want y'all to answer. Because as long as I've been Salafi, not once have I ever heard any scholar ever say that protesting is, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But now protesting about to be a way of life. Protesting about to be like Jummah. You got to do it once a week now. I need to know, is this your leader? I know his name is Kamel El-Cheikh. That's literally his name. But he's a sheikh in name. If he was a real sheikh, we would know who this dude is. It's not enough for him to, basically rip off the Million Man March from the Nation of Islam. That's not enough. It's not enough that he's organizing the Million March for Children. It's not enough that he makes himself the representative of the Muslims for the Million March for Children. That's not enough. It's not enough that I have yet to see any scholarship behind this, Salafi or otherwise. It's not enough that this whole thing just to seem to pop out of nowhere. That's not enough. But now we got to do counter protest for every Pride event and every Pride. This is what we're doing now. We need to know, does he represent y'all or not? Yes or no? Dustin said, no way. We are asking in the chat. So far, only Charles Irby saying, yeah, he know who he is. Charles Irby need to come on the live and tell us who this guy is. I've been asking for a couple of days now. Nobody knows who he is. I don't know who he is. And he's organizing a Million March for Children. And everybody on it. I mean, everybody. Let's keep watching. We're not done.
Okay? Because this is a peaceful protest that has kids and their families, and they're coming to ask for the liberation of kids in the schools.
The kids need liberation in the schools now? Here's the amazing thing about this whole, this is so, anyways, y'all. I've been Muslim for over 30 years now. Way back then, we made a conscious decision to make sure our kids were homeschooled. Way back then. Okay. But every immigrant comes here to the West and tells all their little immigrant babies that you have to have a Western education. Not an education, a Western education. Every last one of them. And they make sure to pound the idea to the little brown babies that they must get a Western education. So they send these schools, their kids to these schools, and now we're reaching the second and the third generation of these immigrant children now, okay? Where they have Christmas, they have Easter, they have Valentine's Day, they have dances, they have dating, they have prom, they have Thanksgiving. They have morning prayer, they have national anthem. But 30 years after the fact, we are drawing the line at LGBTs all of a sudden. All of a sudden. The children need to be liberated from the LGBTs. After you signed off of it for a good before LGBT, you were signing off on it when it was homosexuality. You were the ones who are making up this term when the homosexual was talking about homophobic. You came out with Islamophobic. That's your invention. In order to align with them. It only took you 30 years to grow a spine. And none of y'all can ask any questions? And I'm the one who's crazy.
Protest that has kids and their families, and they're coming to ask for the liberation of kids in the schools. Have you not seen Doug Ford acquiesce? You will acquiesce. I promise you that. And we will make sure our legal team, which is going to be the biggest legal team in Canada, robs you of every penny you have.
And that is what it's about, people. That is what it's really about. In my humble opinion. Even before he said that, I was guessing this to begin with. Because for y'all who don't know, just look up Tamara Lesh. Who's the other one there? Chris Barbert. Who else? Pat King. Look up what's happened with these folks. There's an entire industry of litigation behind this. These guys are getting rich off of donations, and I mean rich, bitch, off of donations to pay their legal teams. Go look up Tamara Lesh right now. Look up Tamara Lesh from 2 years ago, and then look up Tamara Lesh today. You will be shocked. You'll be absolutely shocked. Tamara Lesh 2 years ago, looking like some unbathing hillbilly blonde-haired woman in plaid and stuff. Now she's running around the streets off of donations, mind you, for her legal team from the Ottawa convoy, the Freedom Convoy, right? This is my guess. That's what I think this Kamel El-Cheikh is doing. I'm just saying. Look at Tamara Lesh 2 years ago. Look at her today. She wearing designer clothes. She got her own personal bodyguard, a huge Sikh and a turban, and some tit job. She got her titties done. You think I'm joking? Go look at her. With money that she needs for her legal fees. Going to the court looking like a movie star every single day. Pat King. Go look at these guys. This dude, Kamel El-Cheikh, just came out of nowhere. And he's already talking about his legal team. Y'all must be tripping. Let's keep watching. 1 second, let me rewind this.
Thursday, September 20th, 2023, at 9 a.m. from coast to coast, millions of people will be coming down. It's Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, Sikhs, you name it.
Name one alim in history that look here. Rewind that again. Okay. First of all, ain't no millions of people coming. Okay. Let's be clear. That thing's, what is it, tomorrow? It's tomorrow. Ain't no millions of people coming. Let's be crystal clear about that. We don't know how many people is coming, but I promise you ain't no millions. Right? But this, I'm predicting it right now. Y'all can clip this if you want. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Okay? You are going to see some F. Trudeau flags. You're going to see probably some Trump 2024 flags. And you're definitely going to see some Diagolon flags. And then you're going to see the pictures with these flags taken beside some hijabi somewhere and posted on alt-right channels to try to show the world how not racist the racists are. Because y'all are the ones who want to make Islam into an ethnic group. It's y'all. You wanted Islam to be an ethnic group. If you don't believe me, listen to what he's saying right now. Look here.
3 at 9 a.m. from coast to coast, millions of people will be coming down. It's Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, Sikhs, you name it. It's whites, it's Hispanics, it's Middle Eastern, it's...
Did y'all hear that? Where are these scholars saying that we need to come together with the Buddhists and the Christians and you name it, and the Hindus and whatnot? See, the thing is, the immigrant Muslims, they're not trying to lead anything. They want to follow Zaddy. They want to be under Zaddy's leadership, and they are essentially in a committed agreement with Zaddy that they will try to be accepted by Zaddy by any means necessary. All this theatrics and talking about we're going to sue you into oblivion and all that kind of stuff by a person that nobody knows. Nobody knows who this guy is, and he's the leader of the Million somewhat March, and it's getting spread. I can't count the amount of times I got this message, bro. Like, straight up. And then people are getting mad at me for pointing out the obvious, and they have no argument for it. Well, I'm still going. I don't care. You can go. You might need to exercise anyway. Just go. Go. I'm still going. I'm going to support. You support. Support the enemy of Allah against the other enemy of Allah. That's your business. We are living in the last days. This is proof that we're living in the last days. That you will tell a Muslim the truth beyond a shadow of a doubt. They ain't got no intelligent argument against it, except, well, I'm gonna go anyways. I'm still gonna go. I need to support the cause, brother. May Allah reward you and bless it. You multiply it for you a millionfold. Ameen. Sister Tika says, instead of these people protesting, the school system need to go and educate their children about Islam and build their own schools. This is why the Jews are successful and we are not. Stop the cap. I wish I could put this up twice. Like, duh. You see, this is why Muslims only follow other Muslims, but nobody else follows other Muslims. The only Muslims that other people have ever followed, all of them had a Nation of Islam background. All of them, from Malcolm X to Muhammad Ali. You know, these Muslims who are involved in civil rights. Hey, who wants to follow this? This is some high-level shucking and jiving. You don't even speak. You didn't mention Allah's name not once, and you are representing the Muslims? Don't mention the Prophet Muhammad not once. You're representing the Muslims. Up until now, even Joe Biden mentioned more hadith than this dude. Y'all are tripping. It's because you are making Islam into an ethnic group. Instead of using your time and effort to teach the folks about Tawheed and Allah, come to Allah, worship Allah, and all your problems will be solved. You won't have not just LGBTs in the schools. You won't have the dances. You won't have the Christmas. You won't have the Easter. You won't have any of that stuff. It'll be worshiping Allah. You'll be worshiping Allah. Instead of doing that, here you are trying to unite. What did he say again? Let's listen to what he said again. Which scholar speaks like this? And you're spreading this and following this guy that nobody knows.
At 9 a.m. from coast to coast, millions of people will be coming down. It's Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, Sikhs, you name it. It's whites, it's
Did y'all hear
Hispanics.
that? Look at here.
Jews, Buddhists, Sikhs, you name it. Millions of people will be coming down. It's Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, Sikhs, you name it.
So you will unite with the mushrik and the other mushrik and the other mushrik and the other mushrik, and you will come together with all the mushrikun against an issue that's not shirk. So that your kids can still be taught shirk in the schools, but they better not be taught no LGBT stuff. These are the folks representing you today. Can somebody please make sense of this for me, please? Because allegedly, I'm the only one confused about the matter. We need to protest. Even the Salafis are spreading this stuff. We need to protest. I'm the one who's confused. You're not seeing the big picture, Bilal. You're not seeing the big picture. You see the LGBTs. You mean the LGBTs that became LGBTs at the time of Barack Obama? Those LGBTs? Yeah. Barack Obama, who became president in 2008. Yeah, what year is it now? 2023. So between 2008 and 2023, what was y'all doing? Where was your protest? Where was it? Fight the power. Fight the power. We need to come together with the Jews and the Hindus and the Sikhs so we can fight for our children. This is how you fight for your children. And the insane thing about it, while these immigrants are being buffers for Zaddy and them, protecting Zaddy, is that while as we speak, Joe Biden has sent $200 million to Pakistan to push what? LGBT. And Pakistan happily accepted it. They accepted that money. And we have yet to see the same energy and the same, I don't know the Pakistani version of Nikes or Adidas or whatnot, whatever they wearing out there, they sandals or whatnot. I don't care, right? We don't see any of that happen over there. They leaving their country where $200 million is put into their economy to push this stuff in their country, to come over here to wave picket signs and stuff like that over here. Because we fight the LGBTs and stuff. Not knowing that you're just a pawn in a bigger picture of the control, the power struggle that's happening here in the West right now. We told y'all before, democracy is coming to a close, it's coming to an end. These folks are fighting for who is controlling the West for the next how many decades now. And they are using you to do it. That's it. That's all it comes down to. You got to be kidding me right now. Let's keep watching Mr. Kamel El-Cheikh.
It's whites, it's Hispanics, it's Middle Eastern, it's Arabs.
It's whites, it's Hispanics, it's Middle Eastern, it's Arabs. What did he say? It's whites, it's Hispanics, it's Middle Eastern, it's Arabs. What's the difference between a Middle Eastern and Arab? I don't know, but he's gonna explain to us. 1 second, y'all.
They're coming down, and they're very angry, and they lost their patience.
Only took him 30 years. Only took them 30 years to lose their patience. You can't make this crap up, man. It's a terrible script. A terrible, like if you wrote this as a movie, it will get ripped up into pieces as a bad script. Like, what are you trying to sell us right now? You expect me to believe this? He conspicuously left out blacks out of its whites, its Hispanics, its Arabs, its Middle Easterns. And the reason why he said that is, again, they are painting the Muslims as an ethnic group, not as a religion of truth. So he is playing defense for the very same white supremacist who probably organized this thing and used him to begin with, if I had to guess. Because he's talking about lawsuits and stuff, and nobody knows who this guy is. If I had to guess, I'm just talking. Everything I'm saying right now is suspicion, admittedly. But bro, be lobbing around for a minute. It ain't the first time we've seen this nonsense. Let's keep watching, y'all.
But they're peaceful. Let's make sure that you celebrate us like you forced the celebration on us. Okay? You guys had Pride Day, Pride Week, Pride Season, and Pride Year. You have Pride flags everywhere. We're looking to put the Canadian flag everywhere and celebrate as Canadians and uphold the Constitution as our government failed us, and we will hold you guys and the government accountable. Look into.
See right here, he's virtue signaling to the alt-right element of Western society very clearly. Which government is he talking about that failed him? It has to be liberals, correct? It has to be liberals, correct? He is not trying to uphold the Quran and the Sunnah. He's trying to uphold the Constitution of Canada. Ironically enough, the Constitution of Canada protects the very same people he's fighting. Like, what is she talking about today? Ironically enough. But again, this is a power struggle. And y'all slow Muslims are very quick to be involved in a power struggle that didn't involve Muslims to begin with. Ain't no Muslim should be talking about, we should be sending our kids to the public schools. The only thing y'all Muslims should be talking about is private schools, Islamic schools, or home schools. That's it. Public schools shouldn't even come out your mouth. If your kids are in public schools, you should be finding ways to take your kids out of the public schools. But this is definitely just like they did World War I when was it 200,000 Muslims fought on behalf of the British against the Ottoman Empire from Pakistan and India and these regions, mind you. Those Muslims, South Asian Muslims, proudly fought on behalf of the British government against the Ottoman Empire to turn around and said, no, the Saudis did it. Right? Y'all being played. And you're happy to be played. Can you imagine? Hundreds of thousands of Muslims shed their blood fighting for Britain against the Ottoman Empire, taking it down to turn around and blame the Saudis. Y'all don't have to take my word for it. Just read up on the fall of the Ottoman Empire. But it's like common knowledge. Like, we ain't got no skin in that game, and that doesn't affect no black convert. We don't care. That has nothing to do with us. We didn't become Muslim because the Ottoman Empire fell. Right? That's not where we became Muslim. That ain't got nothing to do with us. So let's see what Kamel El-Cheikh, let's see what he says about himself. Shall we? This is who y'all Muslims are following, by the way. This is who you are marching for. Not no sheikh, not no scholar, not no Islamic organization. Kamel El-Cheikh. Let's look at here. So this is Mr. Kamel El-Cheikh. His LinkedIn. As you can see, Kamel El-Cheikh, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. 56 followers in LinkedIn. Okay. All his hashtags or whatnot. Chief CEO, he's a CEO now, right? And Kamel El-Cheikh, March for Family, 1 million person march, gender indoctrination, mutilation, transition, trans, LGBT, and all the typical alt-right talking points, all of them. But you'll notice here, as Kamel El-Cheikh as representing the Muslims here in this million person march, right? Not a single Islamic tag. Not one. Not a one. But Muslims are sharing this everywhere. Let's go look on. Let me check this out. Let me just get his Facebook up. 1 second, y'all. I had it up here for a minute. 1 second. Kamel El-Cheikh. This is so crazy, man. Can you imagine, like, back in the day, like, if you protested, you knew exactly who was behind it. The person had a track record. You would get behind them. They had a presence. And then you follow them to the protest. The Million Man March. Why do people go to Million March? Because Louis Farrakhan. 1 million black men went to march because Louis Farrakhan, he made the call. You know? If you look at the whatchamacallit, the Birmingham protest. With that, Martin Luther King, you know? He had a presence. Even if you look at folks like Umar Suleiman, everybody knows who Umar Suleiman was. When he was doing those protests, he had a presence. People knew who he was. Somebody please tell me who this man is. Please. So this Kamel El-Cheikh, that's his Facebook. 1 second, y'all. Let me just share it. 1 second. Let me get his Facebook up here, y'all. Like, I legit don't know who this guy is, man. I'm pretty sure there's some Muslims in Ottawa watching right now. So some of y'all got to know him. He allegedly went to Carleton University. Somebody got to know him somewhere. This is what it says. Kamel El-Cheikh, mortgage development manager at National Bank. He's a mortgage development manager. That's it. As your mortgage development manager of National Bank, I have to bring 20 years of excellence in dealing with the public and wealth and fields. 13 years in which were dedicated to running a corporation and as an entrepreneur, as well as 2 decades of representing a big name organization at various levels. My passion has always been to serve people, whether in the market life or from my forte in political life. So this is what we're doing now. This is what the Muslims are doing now. We are following mortgage development managers into million-person protests, uniting with what and not my words. It ain't my words. He's saying we are uniting with the Jews and the Christians and the Hindus and the Sikhs. Somebody needs to tell me who this man is. Why are we following him in this million-person march in which he said, and you all heard it for yourself, that if you counter protest, we're going to go to every pride event and counter protesting. So you're going to see all the Muslims there at counter protests at pride events and stuff. These folks in the protest, the hijab ban in Quebec. Mind you, Ottawa is like next door to Quebec. Literally next door. They didn't protest that. They didn't protest the abaya ban in France or in his home country of Egypt. They didn't protest that. See, y'all got to understand the difference between a grassroots protest and somebody using propaganda and weaponizing propaganda in order to elicit certain reactions of you from the wider community, because y'all are new, so that they can seize power in the court of public opinion. That's what y'all are about. And you are happy to give them that. You're so happy and eager to give them that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to watch another individual. Okay? They see media. Right? My wife sent me this because I'm like, what in the world is happening here? Like, I'm literally like, what's going on here? Why are Muslims pushing this? It's not making any sense to me whatsoever. Like, at all. It is so obvious what's going on. To me, anyways. I was like, y'all are tripping, right? Like, I can't be the only one seeing this. But this is the social media generation, right? And the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned this. He mentioned about these folks, about the fitna. He said the one who is sitting is better than the one who is standing, and the one who is standing is better than the one who is walking. You mean like walking in the protest? The one who is sitting at home is better than the one who's walking in the protest? Yes, Bilal, that one. And the one who puts them into the fitna will be drawn into it. You mean like on social media? Yes, like on social media. You get sent down these algorithmic rabbit holes until you start speaking like the people you've been watching 18 hours of videos for. And then you think their thoughts are your thoughts, and they're not. Y'all are tripping. Let's listen to this white man. This is what he got to say.
But they've said that they'll be doing it at the Supreme Court of Canada. So that's quite a few blocks west of Parliament Hill down Wellington. So, I mean, that may change, but that's what they were planning so far. They said, along with calling us fascists and racists and the whole bit, this was a Muslim-initiated thing, by the way.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's remind it one more again, in case y'all missed it. Are we gonna play this one out? Are you kidding me? Listen what this white man say. What did we just say? We said from jump, even from before all this, we said this a couple of days ago when we made the live about this, that these guys are hiding behind Muslims because the Muslims are the ones who are presenting Islam as an ethnic group, and they are the ones who want to be close to whiteness. And they are going to say the Muslims are working with us, so how can we be racist? And lo and behold, Negro Dominus strikes again.
Change, but that's what they were planning so far. They said, along with calling us fascists and racists and the whole bit, this was a Muslim-initiated thing, by the way. A bunch of racist Muslims, like
yes,
Muslims.
Look at here.
They said they don't want to.
Look what he said. Look what he said.
That's what. So that's quite a few blocks west of Parliament Hill down Wellington. So, I mean, that may change, but that's what they were planning so far. They said, along with calling us fascists and racists and the whole bit, this was a Muslim-initiated thing, by the way. A bunch of racist Muslims.
Yes, a bunch of racist Muslims, indeed. A bunch of racist Muslims. Don't get confused about it. Do not be confused about it. Indeed, a bunch of racist Muslims. The same Muslims that brought you slavery in Libya, the same Muslims that brought you in Tunisia, talking about these black Africans are taken away from our Arab Islamic identity, the same Muslims who violate black African women in Libya and Lebanon, in the Gulf countries, UAE, Saudi, you name it. The same Muslims that mowed down hundreds of Ethiopian Africans escaping war in Saudi Arabia. Those Muslims, yes, they are indeed racist. Don't play with me today. You ain't gonna pull that one over our eyes. Are you kidding me right now? The very same Muslims that go into the black community and open up shop and sell alcohol and loose cigarettes and pork to black people and keeping their Qurans behind the shelves. Those Muslims, yes. They are indeed racist. The same Muslims that are going all over YouTube and talking about fentanyl Floyd and Breonna Taylor and her drug dealer boyfriend. The same Muslims that are on social media saying that CRT is Marxism. Yes, they are racist. Yes, they are racist. You ain't gonna pull that one over on our heads. Those days are over. The same Muslims that go into black communities to get the American dream off of the suffering of black folk, those Muslims who go and receive affirmative action spiffs to turn around and say to the black Muslims that you guys shouldn't get affirmative action, yes, they are racist. Okay? You get it? Do you need anything else? Would you like to see? Can you imagine the audacity? In a desperate attempt to shield themselves from being called white supremacists, they use the most butt-shaking, booty-shaking, twerking, twitching, and twirling, yes, so boss, Muslims, to try to defend themselves. You see how that backfired? That's why you need a black Muslim grassroots. That's why you see y'all. There's 16 of y'all in watching right now. This is why you need a channel like this. You get it? This is why you need a channel like this. What is you talking about right now? Yes, Muslims can be racist. Is there racism in the religion of Islam? No. But these folks running around prodding and parading like they Muslims, talking about Ali Hassan and Katani, talking about, if you talk about the black guys, you'll get arrested. Those Muslims, yes, they're racist. They're racist, buddy. They're racist, buddy. It's amazing. The inventors and the perpetrators and the benefactors of actual racism want to tell you that somehow they ain't racist. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? These are the folks that Muslims are trying to unite with. These folks. You can't make this crap up. Ain't nobody defending the racism of Muslims today. Ain't nobody calling these racist Muslims our Muslim brother today. Ain't nobody saying that. Who's saying that? They legit believe that their Arab or their South Asian identity makes them the pinnacle and the pride of Islam. They believe that. So they believe they can go around doing and saying whatever they want because they Arab or they South Asian. And remember we mentioned that the end of cultural Islam is very, 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 very near. And mark my words, this type of stuff is just going to accelerate it. Because what you are signaling to the enemy, you're signaling two things. You're signaling that you can essentially start a movement with the Muslims. All you have to do is make the Muslims align themselves with white folks. That's all you have to do. And if you get any white person to say one or two good things about Islam, it'll go viral. This is what you're signaling to them. You don't believe me? Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Jake Shields. Go look on YouTube right now. How many pro-Islamic Andrew Tate channels are there? That's all you got to do. It's like a simple formula. Very, very, very simple formula. They've been doing this since before social media. I have never been to an Eid Salat, a big Eid Salat, except that a politician came and gave their pre-khutbah. Not once. Not in Canada anyways. Not in Canada anyways. Never seen it in my life. The capitulation is epidemic. And the twitching and twirling is embarrassing. And we say to them, like we mentioned the story of Musa and Khidr in the beginning, we say to them, like Khidr said to Musa, this is where we part ways. I'm sorry, this is where we got to split up. Y'all do you. Y'all do you. If you love Zaddy so much, that you are willing and ready to give up the entire religion, entire deen, to make sure you hit every check mark in pleasing your Lord and Masters, White Zaddy Christ, then y'all do you, okay? Y'all do you. We don't want no parts in this ideological warfare. This I did not know. So the brother Dr. Sebastian said that Anya parted ways from 3 Muslims and racist Rami. I did not know that. Yes, I did not know. But you're going to see a lot of that. Because just like, we talked about this before, just like Red Pill was saturated, got totally saturated with grifters and people just trying to monetize off of Red Pill rhetoric, this is what's happening to Muslim YouTube today. So you are going to see a lot of people eventually even leaving Islam. Many of them. Because anybody and everybody is just hopping on YouTube and just speaking with the regular viral talking points with no substance whatsoever. And they're talking about they want to make dawah. They dies and stuff. Y'all remember? What's his face? The what's his name again? The Warner. And he out here, he talking about Andrew Tate, you changed my life and stuff, making shorts and videos and stuff like that. Taking pictures with Sneeko and all kind of stuff. This is what they call in dawah nowadays. That is a house of glass cards. Okay. Not only is it going to come tumbling down, but when it comes tumbling down, it's going to break up into a billion pieces. There's no way that's sustainable. No way. Let's watch this one more again. 1 second, y'all. This is so crazy.
White supremacist Muslims.
Yeah, white supremacist Muslims. Yeah. What's the problem? You ain't ever heard of Daniel Hakikachu? White supremacist, yeah. Yeah, white supremacist Muslims. Duh. You don't know Abdullah and Lucy? Like, what you talking about right now? We even showed some dude, his name is Abdullah or whatnot. Remember the time we showed that he quoted the hadith of the slave girl, and he was using it to basically say, even though we don't believe in the part of this very same hadith that we're quoting, we do not agree that the hadith of the slave girl is showing that Allah is above the heavens or above the seven heavens or above this throne and whatnot. We don't believe that part. The only part that we believe is that black people are inferior. That's the part we accept. Yeah, white supremacist Muslims. What you talking about today? What are you saying? Does Islam say anything about white supremacy? It sure does. Islam explicitly talks about white supremacy. And the Prophet Muhammad said, there is no superiority of the white over the black or the Arab over the non-Arab, and the only superiority is in taqwa. That's what the Prophet Muhammad said. Why did he say that in his last speech? Why? Because nobody is going to believe in the superiority from the Muslims of the white race. All these folks believe in the superiority of the white race. That's why they're marching for you today. They believe that you are superior. They want you to lead them. They are not trying to lead you. That's why they're doing this. The entire black Salafi community believes in the superiority of the Arab ethnic group. And so they don't respect their own scholarship. What is you talking about today? Yes, white supremacist Muslims. Yes. You'll be hard pressed to find any black Muslim community where a bunch of black men are, where they approach their Muslim brothers from Pakistan and some Arab country somewhere, and they wanted to marry their daughters, and they said, hell no, Negro. Hard pressed to find that. What is you saying today? You don't know? You didn't know? They just like you. Yes, white supremacist Muslims, yes.
Initiated thing, by the way, a bunch of racist Muslims, white supremacist Muslims. They said they don't want to protect the government from fascists, implying that we're the fascists, but they don't want to allow hate in their streets, so they're going to get all hateful on the Supreme Court lawn, I guess. We'll see. But
remember, we told y'all, in today's era, you don't need to listen to an entire conversation from anybody to know their entire belief system. Because there is no such thing as critical thinking anymore. Critical thinking is a thing of the past. What you have today is algorithm surfing. And the Middle Nation, he said something very profound. Okay. He said basically that there is a goal and a system when it comes to propaganda. Okay. He's talking about propaganda. Okay. And what he said, he basically said that propaganda has gatekeepers. Okay. And today's gatekeepers, between this left-right paradigm, it's not about letting people in the gate. You know, who can come into the gate? Who can be liberal? Who can be conservative? Who can be right-leaning? Who can be left? No, it ain't about that anymore. The gatekeepers today, their whole goal and their whole job is to prevent from people getting out the gates. You get it? People like us, okay, who are Very clearly outside the gates. We don't give a goddamn about your left, right. We see that as all of it is kufr. All of it is disbelief. All of it is evil. That's how we see it. This whole left-right paradigm thing, they lean on each other to remain in power. But the discourse between the left and right now, because of demographics and the declining white population, has caused this ideological civil war. And there's no more civility between them anymore. But they want to make sure that they got folks on either one of their sides when this thing pops off. So they not trying to let y'all outside of that left-right paradigm. You get it? They want to keep you in. And the way that they keep you in is to make sure that their talking points are monetized and viral. And they keep saying the same things over and over and over and over again. And you will find anybody in our time, when they speak with the same voice. So you don't have to talk to them too long to know what they're talking about. If they start talking about freedom and Donald Trump and stolen election, you know they alt-righter. You don't have to have a big conversation with them. If they start talking about LGBTs and trannies and that kind of stuff, you know you don't have that big conversation. You know what they about. You already know. But when you start speaking with a completely different voice, the people leaning on the left will label you as conservative, and the people leaning on the right will label you as liberal, as they do with us. So this white man, he can't believe in racist Muslims. Why? Because he doesn't know not a lick about Islam. Nobody told him. Nobody told him that Islam is the religion of truth, that we believe in Allah, we believe in all the prophets of Allah. We believe that there's no superiority of the white over the black or the Arab. We believe this is what nobody told him that stuff. The only thing that he knows about Islam is that some Arabs come over here as immigrants and stuff. So how can they be racist because they're a different race? You get it? That's why he's speaking like that. And who gave him this idea? The very same Muslims that he's using to shield him today. Those folks, the very same ones. Just keep watching, yo.
I don't know. Can't really control what they do, but if that's what they do, well, that'll work. They can scream and yell on the Supreme Court lawn all day, and we can just have our wonderful, lovely event. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, be prepared. Oh shit! Toronto police in the house.
Right. So, anyways, I think we're good with this dude. But y'all get the point. For the black Muslim grassroots, don't let these folks put the wool over your eyes. They're not even trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're trying to pull the whole sheep over your eyes. They're trying to pull the whole flock of sheep over your eyes. They still coming with that. There's no, racism and Islam stuff. What are you talking about today? We didn't see y'all making dua for the black Africans in Libya who were forced into slavery, tortured, forced into sex work, getting sent home in body bags and pregnant and whatnot. We didn't see you making dua for those black Muslims getting kicked out in Tunisia, sent into Libya to be forced into slaves, black Africans. Man, we didn't see you making dua for the black African Muslims who are being drowned by the thousands in the Mediterranean Sea, by several countries, by Greece, by Italy, by France, you name it. We didn't see you making dua for them. But we saw all your duas come out with that flood. Now we see you making dua. Don't tell us about no racism in Islam, please. Please keep that brotherhood talk to yourself. Y'all are a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of hypocrites. When it comes to Palestine, Palestine is under apartheid. When it comes to black folk, we're under Marxism. Just keep that stuff to yourself, please. We see what y'all are doing. It's very clear. We know who your master is. You made it very, very obvious to us who you siding with. You are not siding with your black brothers, except for that us to clean your toilets and do your security and talk to your kids when they start leaving Islam and stuff. Can you talk to my child about, not being so wild in these streets? Because I know you're a convert, you're a strong Muslim, whatever. And a good black brother, can you talk to him? That's what you see us as. Right? And it's fine. But like I said, this is a new day. Okay. Family, know that these are the last days. Okay. These are definitely the last days. Right. There aren't many days left ahead of us. For sure. 100%. These prophecies of the Prophet ﷺ, as mentioned about the last days, they're all coming into fruition today as we speak. Without a doubt. Don't waste your time trying to convince other folks of the truth. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that this is the age of the liars. What you need to do is to make sure that you are following the truth. Because following the truth in this time is revolutionary. Following the truth in this time is a major act of worship. Major act of worship. Being patient in this time and following the truth has massive reward from Allah, for sure. While other people are running and they calling themselves Muslims and everything, they are running to defend the very same people that bombed and depleted their countries. The very same people that voted for Muslim ban. Now they are running to be the shields between them and their enemies on the left. All this stuff has been prophesied from the Prophet ﷺ. He said that this is the age of the liars. He said that the fitna of the one who is standing is greater than the fitna one is sitting, and the one who is standing is better than the one who is running to the fitna. He said all of this stuff. And he said the one who gets involved in the fitna will be drawn into it. Yesterday was yesterday was the first time I checked my social media, maybe in months. Okay, I checked my Facebook, I checked my Instagram. I was shocked to see some of this stuff because I've been like avoiding that stuff because it's the same stuff that I'm seeing here. Right? The same stuff I'm seeing here. You get me? Muslims are just abandoning all their principles, everything that they learned for Islam, to getting good with the enemies of Islam. You get me? All you got to do is be patient, because there only going to be a very few folks that are patient. Very, very few. And those folks who are patient, right? The reward is for them. The reward is with them. They are the best ones, right? So I want to thank everybody who joined me tonight. I want to thank Sister Tika for her generosity. May Allah reward you and bless you and multiply for you a millionfold. Ameen. I want to thank everybody who liked, who subscribed, who shared. And inshallah, we will see you tomorrow night. after Maghrib, inshallah. Subhanaka wa hamdik. Wa shadu al-ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.